stars, a million miles away, a message to the world. Seasons come and go, but I will never change. I'm on my way. Stupid thing. Pay someone to join my team just so I can have them help me set up my microphone. I can't even sit it on the stand right. How am I supposed to rule the chess world? It's going to be tough. But I'll either rule this chess world or I'll die trying. I used to pray for more than 24 hours in a day. And I finally had to come to terms with that prayer's just not going to get answered. And I'm probably always going to be stuck with only 24 hours in my days. I prefer 30 hours a day, and the rest of the world just keep the 24 hours. Man, I could catch up with some real smart chess athletes if I had 6 extra hours on them each day. But I don't have a wish-granting genie, and my prayers for more time in a day have not been answered yet. So I had to get resourceful to maximize the 24 hours I do have each day. Which is exactly why I had to teach my brain to think like a Microsoft Word document. 168 hours in a week. I sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. I prefer a nap. I walk Nova at least 40 hours a week. I love my mom especially. And of course the rest of my family. Moms are just special. So I like to visit my mom and the rest of my family a lot. It takes time. I want to give the people I love my time. Time is also money. So I had to teach my brain to think, again, like a Microsoft Word document. I don't love to spoil my plans for the upcoming podcast. But just like in chess, sometimes there are exceptions to the rules. So I'm going to show you my outline, which has helped me save a lot of time. Because if you check pretty much any of my notes or journal entries, because I'm a big journaler, you'll see this format, because computers are just more organized than humans. They're going to take over. If you can't beat them, join them, right? So here's the weekly outline for this podcast. Focus points. I noticed that sometimes I don't speak directly into the mic, and on the rare occasion I have a really good one-liner, I don't want anyone to miss it. So that's point 1, speak directly into the mic. And I need to smile more because chess, no one should really frown when they're playing chess unless it's at the grandmaster level, because it's an intimidation thing. I know the best grandmasters, even when they're playing a very intense game in a stressful environment, I know those grandmasters' hearts are still smiling because chess is happy, even when it gets a little nasty. So smile more, you know? And then, as you saw, there was my little intro written in the stars. And Following, next, you're going to see me play one 10-minute chess battle against a random enemy. Following that 10-minute chess battle, you'll see I have a break scheduled to kill time, and it's a mystery. I don't even know what's going to happen during that break, but it's going to be great because we're going to make it great. After that break, here's the real test on my chess progress over the first 5 or 6 months of my young chess journey. I get Magnus Carlsen is a busy guy, and when he's not winning very competitive championships, I would have to assume Magnus practices a lot, and I don't think Magnus would want to practice against me yet because I'm not quite to his level yet. So I'm going to play the next best enemy, because Magnus will be the enemy when I play him, which is chess.com's supercomputer. Basically, it makes the perfect move every time, and I'm going to see how I fare against chess.com's supercomputer to see how I would stack up against Magnus, because I would have to assume, Magnus doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and he might even be a computer, so that'll give me a little bit of reference point to see how I would fare against Magnus. And then we're going to finish Written in the Stars on the guitar, because I don't like starting things and not finishing them. And if I can't finish one 3-minute and 30-second song, how on earth can I trust myself to finish taking over the chess world? The little things done right over and over. All right. And then end, because again, don't start it and not finish. Okay. So there is my outline for you guys. And let's just jump right into this game. The commentary's back this week. And I practice commentating everything now, which freaks out my neighbors until they realize I'm not completely crazy, but they'll see me walking Nova, and I'll just be commentating everything Nova does on our walks. Like if she chases a bird, a lot of owners of dogs would be like, dogs chase birds. And they look down at their phone or something while they walk their dog. I commentate it while Nova chases her birds. Oh, Nova, you think that bird's gonna come close enough, babe? Hey, Nova, I bet you're faster than that bird, but you can't fly, so you're wasting your time. Stuff like that, just to make sure that I'm able to give good commentary, but still be engaged on the task at hand, which is what you're about to see. I'm going to go one focus point for this duel to really make sure I get it right. That one focus point is going to be overemphasize getting your queen in the center. After watching my game tapes, I struggled when I saw just how often my most valuable asset, my queen, most valuable attacking piece, is often sitting on the sidelines until halftime. And then again, you don't want to play from behind. So my queen is going to be getting out and involved in the game in the first quarter. That's my point. I don't have YouTube open, so Beethoven, you haven't been doing me a lot of good lately, so we're going to go without you. Okay. Let's play some. Let's go! Beat that out. Okay. United Kingdom. Okay. I'm not going to look at Hofstede's cultural insights, mainly because this isn't a 20-minute duel, and I really need to focus on using my time exceptionally well. I'm going to go silent until I castle, and then I will return to my duel dual duties of host and chess athlete. And I'm back. It's the middle game now. The foundation for the house is now built. And now it's time to decorate. You know what I'm saying? You got to start it off with the middle game. You got to really get you're my queen, but I think you're in check now. You got to really get your focus set. And what I don't love about the world today is there's people trying to build houses before they get before they really get the tools they need in the foundation set, and that leads to absolute mass chaos. And I don't love chaos unless it's me wreaking havoc on the enemy. Okay, so that enemy bishop comes down. Okay, or e4, e5 square, you've got it covered. Queen and knight. You got bishop, knight. Okay, so we could do that. That'd be good. Yep. Perfect. Let's get our powerful pieces really attacking hard early. So I didn't have time to look at the country's insights or check P.I. Cowell's previous matches. I just really need to know how he handles being under fire a little bit. And I'm coming in guns blazing. I don't think he can handle it. Perfect example. All right. Clock. And I'm more of a, yep, okay. Like some people are slow eaters. I'm a slow chess player. Part of it is because I love really thinking and enjoying the game. And the other part of it is I'm just not quite that good yet. And I really have to think about my moves if I want to beat stronger enemies. But most enemies, as you can see, they tend to move a little faster than me, which is okay. Okay, that'll protect this b4 square. I don't want enemy knight getting there right now. And I really need to play some quicker games, like 3 or 5 minute games. But right now I'm just trying to really make sure I've got that foundation for my chess house built before it turns into a chess island once I have the money one day. And then once I really am confident in my then your bishop's open. that. Check your bishop, enemy queen. And then once I'm really good with the slower games and understanding my thought process and not only making the right move, because sometimes instinct takes over and the right move is made, but what the hell are you doing, dude? You're trying to checkmate me because, and you're right, I haven't got my pawns there off of the second rank, which kind of sucks because then he could get a cheap checkmate because that's the only way he's going to beat me is a cheap checkmate. His enemy was thinking he can go back to the 700 and 800 player rating days where you can just get absolutely lucky and get a quick, easy win. No. So he was thinking queen goes there. I've got no way to defend that E1 square from enemy queen. And then since I was not planning ahead, hypothetically, because I did plan ahead, you got one of these pawns can slide up and let my king escape enemy attack. But if he could have got there before my queen came to defend that square there, well, then he could have got me. But now he's about to get his ass kicked. And now go ahead. This is about to get ugly, guys. If you got any kids watching, as I mentioned, it's about to get ugly. You don't want to shelter your kids too much, so let them watch this. Let them watch. Make sure you explain to them that the world is still overall a nice, happy place, even though what you're about to see me do to this enemy is not as happy. I don't understand what you're thinking here. Because now your knight, you set up a double attack with your queen and your rook coming down, which is kind of like a Hail Mary. You know you're screwed in the early middle game. It's only going to get worse from there. And then you come in here with some weak crap, taking your knight and blocking the path of your attack. You're indecisive, and you're going to get your butt kicked as a result. Okay. Knight wants to put my queen in check. I think he's wanting to go knight, put my queen in check, and then it's a terrible decision. It's a horrible decision. Oh man, thank you. Now, do you want to lose your queen or your rook? I suggest, and I think most chess experts would suggest that enemies should probably hand away rooks before they hand away queens if they're going to do stupid things and hand me stuff. We'll see what he does here, because he can take his knight and backtrack. That works too. And then, okay. Let's see one there. Certainly can. And there. Very smart, actually, man. But you're still screwed. Because now he's thinking rook slides down to the D1 square. Man, this is not. No. All right, not as dumb of an idea as enemy initially appeared to be making. It was actually not that bad. He's still going to get his ass kicked, but the means as to how he gets his ass kicked is not going to be quite as embarrassing as I had originally planned for this enemy. But it's still not going to be great. We're about the queen coming down because he was stupid and made a very poor decision and got his queen over there where there's no protection for it. my bishop. In exchange, I would appreciate your queen. That'd be a great trade. I'd love that. Yeah, because he thinks he's going to take my bishop, and then my bishop's defending my d1 square, which would be checkmate. But here's the problem. I'm about to. Okay, that's fine. I want you to have my knight, though. I like my knight. Why I'm keeping it. As I did, because now my bishop's protecting not only the rook attacking down, which now my rook's available to join the party, so enemy rook's going to have problems, but also now my bishop's defending my knight on the e4 square from enemy queen, because enemies shouldn't trade queens for my bishop, but I'll let them if they like. It's kind of like letting a drunk person go into the casino and stumble in and throw down like $1,000 bet when they're drunk off their ass. I've seen it happen. Really wealthy drunk dude. Man, would you kick out? I'm trying to tell stories and you guys are really messing it up here. All right, let's get our pawns involved. Let's get our pawns involved. You're killing my story time. Yeah, I was at a casino when in college one time, and there's this really wealthy dude, dressed nice, really, really sharp looking. And then what happened is he got real drunk. And all I remember was the dealer saying black action and him being out a couple $1,000. See? My same approach to the enemy in chess is how most dealers approach gambling at a casino, which is if somebody wants to ruin their self-esteem and throw away their money, dealers might not love that because they don't want them to be unhappy, but okay, thank you. That's stupid. See what I mean? but you know, okay, now I'll take your knight if you make me. Yeah, I'm defending my horse. But the dealer's going to take your money because it's their job, and if you ruin your life, it sucks for you. I think you know where I'm going here. In chess, I don't love that the enemy just got his ass kicked. Where's my surrender flag? And this will sit on my chess school table once the pandemic clears up, and I've earned the respect of a few grandmasters so that they'll actually play me in person. But anyway, before enemy resigned that game, I was telling you something. Just like a dealer in blackjack, they might not love that the gambler is throwing his or her life away, but they're still going to yell black action because it's their job to make the casino and their boss's money, which after what we did to the Indians, they deserve it. And in chess also, I don't love that the enemy's self-esteem is ruined. And if his girlfriend or wife were watching that game, she's probably out the door looking for somebody else because no way he has any self-confidence left, right? I would prefer to not ruin relationships and people's sanity and happiness. But my job is to win chess goals. Which I did. Okay. All right, I think I had an impromptu break here. I'm just gonna wing it. 1 minute game versus random enemy. Just go ahead and put the result in here. Now I need result. is kicking for the enemy. I should probably just copy that so that in future weeks I can just paste it over and over. That's all you're going to see is W's. That's what I told you. Impromptu break. My dog needs a bath. I think that would take too long. I don't want to make y'all wait that long. So before I see how I stack up against chess.com's supercomputer, I'm going to tell a story. A campfire. Stories. Hoping the sparks might get in my eyes and affect my chess performance. What do we want to tell? Tell the story. Mental health is my third priority in life right now after chess and music. I'm going to tell you something that has helped me not want to jump off a bridge. You'll notice on this last bullet point, I have written end 0503, May 3rd, podcast recording. And that's not just me being goofy, because chess podcasts are real serious, because chess is serious. I actually follow that process with my note taking. If I'm trying to learn a new skill, I follow the rule of ending my sessions with a actual end command. When I'm journaling about my feelings, because I'm complicated, but I'm happy because I've learned how to cope with my complications. If anyone were to ever read my journal, which I'd have to kill them after they read it, so they won't, you'll see every single page of my 150-page composition notebooks have an end after them. It's one of the few concepts I actually took away from my short time in technology, and it's been the quickest solution to a lot of my sadness in life, because in code, again, I'm not Steve Jobs because I'm way nicer. Man, he got some stuff done. But in code, you'll see a program, if you peel it back, like, this is just the chess.com user interface screen, but if you wanted to see like behind the scenes, you can see all this crap, which I'm not going to pretend like I know what it means, but it's some code. There's some code stuff going on there. Go to that tab. Get the hell out of there, because I'm not working in technology anymore for a reason, because it bores me. Tears. But a lot of the commands within the code behind Facebook or any of the applications we enjoy today, I don't use Facebook, but some people enjoy it. I'd prefer it go away. You'll see, a bunch of basically if-then statements. So if, I want to take over the chess world, then I should probably win a lot of games and get real good at chess. And that's kind of how code works. If I need this purchase order to get created, then I better do something, and that's what code is. So at the end of each program, you have to tell whatever system you're using that you are done. You're breaking up with that program and letting it go and flourish on its own and be happy with someone else. Which is why you don't ignore people. It's not nice. It's one of the reasons I started this podcast. It's not pleasant to be ignored. So in code, you let that program that you once loved so much, you let that program know, I'm done with you, which is end. A developer would have to write END and give that command to whatever program they just wrote and tested. Again, trying to train myself at times to think like a computer. So I give my brain a command to end whatever task I just did. So I can show up real happy and real focused for whatever next task I am transitioning to. There's your story. Is it weird to give your brain commands from coding languages? Yeah, depends on who you ask. Writing an end command has helped me be a better dog dad and be more present in all of my interactions in life. And if you want to say it's weird for me to give myself a command to end and allow my brain to transition to the next thing, just know I haven't killed anyone, and I've only told a few jerks what I really think of them. Don't knock it till you try it, right? Okay, there's our impromptu story that we winged. One game against chess.com supercomputer. See if you are ready for Magnus. I'm not ready for Magnus, but I will be one day, because just like in weightlifting, I used to lift weights, I don't now. Back problems. I got hit by a driver. I was like 21 or something, and he wasn't very nice either. Drunk drivers, he tried to not stay around for the cops, and then he wanted me to give him a ride to the gas station, and I'm like, dude, you just about totaled my car, and you want me to give you a ride home? Like, we gotta call the cops. And this guy, we'll call him Elmer, because that's his actual name. And Elmer, believe it or not, didn't have insurance. So that's why I don't lift weights. Elmer hurt my back. But I know a lot about weight training and stuff from a little bit of sports days. And if you want to grow your muscles and make them stronger through weight training, you can't just go and toss around the barbell with no weights on it, because you're not pushing yourself. You don't want to throw on 300 pounds and try to bench press if you've never bench pressed before, unless you're just really feeling good that day or want to die. But you also don't want to do something that's so easy that your muscles aren't challenged, because when you push yourself and attempt to bench press or squat, if you care about leg days, I don't. No one looks at legs. You want to find that weight that is not going to kill you, but it damn near might, to really tear down your muscle fibers so they can grow back stronger. That's the thing, is I've been playing a lot of weaker enemies, and I'm concerned I might play down to their level. I need to play up to Magnus's level, so we're going to crank this thing up to 3,200. All right, and we're going to see what happens. I probably won't beat him, because 3,200 would be probably even better than Magnus. But I don't start a chess battle until I have overcame any fears by any means necessary. So I'm going to convince myself I'm going to beat this perfect computer bot in a game of chess right now by lying to myself. I'm going to come back real mean, and we're ready to play. All right? It's like the calm before the storm. I'm just going to lay down, worry, not overthink. All right. chickened out at the last second, because I realized if I don't execute that from my hands, flipping up, using my hands to my feet, then my head's going right into my mirror. And I'd recover from the concussion, but I don't have a lot of money, and I need that mirror to prepare for my chess battles. Make sure all my gesturing and facial expressions are ready to go. So I'll practice my handstand flip up on my feet, and maybe do it once I'm not on a hardwood floor with a mirror to break. But I'm ready to go. And we're going to play this perfect computer bot. And I'm going to convince my mind that this is Magnus that I'm playing. I'll probably even try to get like a picture of Magnus and post it on there once I edit this video, so you can see what I'm seeing. I don't see maximum 3200. I see a picture of Magnus smiling, holding my trophy that says he's number one. He's not, because I challenge. No help. Do I look like I need help? Come on, no, I need help. I'm not doing hints either. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. You're not that smart, computer. We're one move in, and I believe it's tied. Okay, this is where you're probably going to try to start really taking an advantage on me. Okay, you want to trade some pawns? You don't. That's not good. I was hoping you would. Okay. Let's go. This pawn. Okay, because we've got our knight protect. That's a blunder. Uh-oh. Oh, because he's got the bishop. That's not good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll do that. This is not going well, but that's excellent. I'm learning from my mistakes here. Okay, okay. That's fine. That's as far as your pawn goes, computer bot. All right, and the queen comes down, but I'm thinking I don't want that to happen. Oh gosh. Surely Magnus isn't quite as good as this computer. Surely not. It would suck if he is, because this is already real embarrassing. Okay. I'm going to play it out. I'm going to get a little bit better. Okay, so now if enemy pawn wants to attack down, it's a good move. It's not a great move. Okay, let's just look. I know this computer is a little bit better than me because it's a perfect chess playing computer that doesn't make errors ever. So we're going to get the queens off the board. Yep, eliminate as many pieces as possible. It's kind of like if you're playing somebody who is the top anything. Like if I'm playing the best speller ever, the best person in spelling bees to ever walk the earth, I don't want to play them in a okay. No, I can't do that. So the knight goes there. Okay. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay, so if you want to go there, no, because then you can put me in check. So I need to backtrack. If I go there, then your knight captures, my pawn captures, and now I still don't have that covered. Gosh! Stupid chess playing robots. If I'm playing the best spelling bee person to ever walk the earth, I don't want to play them in a multiple game series. I want to play them in one spelling bee duel. And ideally, if I could know the words beforehand, I'd be happy about that. Because I might get lucky. Because I'm not that good at spelling. Okay. Let's trade some more pieces. Bishop takes, I'll take it. There we go. That's how I'm going to approach chess too. Get the rooks off the board now. We'll see ya. The fewer weapons my adversary has against me to use, the better chance I have. I'd rather play Magnus with my king, his king, my pawn, his pawn, than to play him from scratch. Okay. Let's see what you're doing. So I need to, oh, shoot, because, yeah, that's a good move. Because you could still say that Magnus and I both started with an equal amount of material. And that way, when the reporters cover our game post-game from the media, because there'll be cameras around when I play Magnus. I see. You think you're going to fork and get my rook. I think you're wrong. Now you're going to get my pawn, which I don't love that. That's okay. Better lose a pawn than a rook. But yeah, if you go into battle in an actual war where people actually die, you're going to want to make sure that if you're the underdog, it'd be a lot better. It'd be a lot better if, you know, you fight that great Goliath war hero giant that you know is going to kick your butt. It'd be better to fight with bow and arrows if they have access to nuclear missiles and you don't. Nope. You're screwed. That's a blunder. You're right. Yep, we'll see ya. That's how Magnus would compare to me. In war, he's got nuclear missiles, and I got bow and arrows. So let's take away his nuclear missiles and see how Magnus does with bow and arrows. We're playing with a pawn and a king. All we got to do is tell the media it's a fair game. Material's the same. And then if I get lucky and win that game, well, just make sure the world doesn't find out that that fair game was fair because our material is equal. But don't let them know that it wasn't really a real game because we didn't have queens and rooks and bishops and knights. Because if you give Magnus kings and bishops and, knights and bishops and rooks and stuff, yeah, he'll probably mess me up pretty bad. Take it back to the basics. And I'd really be doing Magnus a big favor by taking away all his pieces and forcing him to play me. I hope y'all can't hear that mower. This guy's being very rude to my podcast. Mute him. Adam Sandler and Click. Somebody disrupts my podcast, I just mute them. They don't know why they can't make any noise. They don't know why they can't talk. They don't know why their mower is mowing a yard while it's silent. But I do, because they're being rude, and I muted them. Asshole. Hope you're a missionary or something, otherwise. There's nothing that can make me like him unless he's doing great things for the world. He's disrupting chess battle. Should have done this one in my soundproof phone booth. Start shooting my podcast at like midnight because unless people are rioting and looting, nobody's going to bother me then. But yeah, I'd be doing Magnus a favor because a lot of people who enjoy success in business or whatever, they forget how they got there. And it's hard for them to remember struggle when they didn't have everything. And maybe taking away all of Magnus's pieces would not only give me a fighting chance, but maybe I could convince him that He's getting greedy with all his success and forcing him to play me in a chess game with only pawns. Might bring him back in touch with reality, which is he started chess for the same reasons I probably did. Because it makes him happy. And then he won some tournaments, and then Magnus probably got a few $1,000,000. And any viewers out there, or if I get into any serious, not just romantic relationships, but friendships, because right now a lot of my friendships are on hold for my chess practice. If I get into a very serious relationship or friendship, or just with my viewers, because you are my friends, I like to think we have a connection too. Don't let me turn in to a monster when I'm top of the chess world. Just like people who go on Mount Everest, it gets hard to breathe. And no amount of money when somebody is 30,000 feet above sea level is going to help them breathe better. And what's all the money in the world if you can't enjoy it? Worthless. So when I take over this chess world, don't let me turn into that. Just like I won't let Magnus turn into that. I want to remind him that you don't need rooks and queens to be happy. You just need a chessboard with some pawns. Because all I need is my love for chess. It won't feed my dog and it won't provide me shelter. But I'll be playing chess, And especially during the summer months, I don't really need shelter anyway. So if I need to save up that money to buy new chess equipment or if I need to use that money on an instructor, I'm getting to that point where I really would like an instructor that can really help me. It's warm outside. Me and Nova like to walk anyway. We'll get a sleeping bag. Sell the house. I'll just have to somehow find a way to store this piano or something. Broke with my chessboard and my dog. I'm still way happier than a lot of people running this country. Some, not all people running this country. You can be happy and still be rich, but you can also be rich and still be a miserable asshole. Here's your takeaway for the day. That's pleasant. All right. Lastly, you just saw me. The perfect chess robot computer thing got a little bit lucky, but I would say maximum chess.com's computer robot is a little more talented than me at chess. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt this time. But the previous enemy, though he didn't play well, I exploited his mistakes. And it's better in the game of life, business, or anything to be in control and not be dependent upon your enemy to make mistakes to allow you to win. But especially when you're starting out in the game of life, like I'm kind of like in the early middle game in my game of life. I'm 26. I've seen some shit, but some people have seen some worse shit. So I was like, oh, this guy mowing, man, he's killing my thought process. Oh yeah, but in the game of life, unless you've already made it to the top, you sometimes have to rely on your enemy competitor to whatever business you're trying to contribute towards. Or even your boss could be your enemy in worst case scenarios. You might have to have your enemy make an error, and all you can do is be ready to capitalize on his or her error. Again, I prefer to not be at the mercy of another person. But sometimes you have to be. And if your enemy doesn't make an error, then you lose. That's when you learn the most about yourself, is when you lose anyway. You should be thankful for your losses. But if your enemy does make an error, because not everyone's a computer playing robot, you got to be ready to exploit them and make it hurt. Make it painful for your enemy so they know. Yeah, they might be better than you. But it don't matter because you got the W, baby. And that's what I'm saying here. Put yourself in a position to be happy and successful, and then see what happens. Should probably finish the song now because I don't like starting things and not finishing them. And yeah. Who's the guy featuring in this song? Yeah, Eric Turner is at least an octave or two higher than I can go. But I don't have Eric's phone number or the money to pay him to come sing. So I'm gonna see if I can hit the high note. I told you I wasn't going to do that handstand flip to feet thing, but chess just gives me more energy, and I'm pretty sure that chess might actually be able to bring back people from the dead. It's a healing game. Revives people. Well, I got into it. When I was at my worst, who was there? My family and my chest kick. So we're going to try this handstand flip to feet. If I get a concussion, I'll probably fight through the pain and still be here for next podcast. But if I don't get a concussion and I nail this landing, this podcast was perfect. My night necklace hitting me in the... Don't want my night necklace hitting me in the face. It's the only time I can justify not wearing my night necklace. Neck, get concussion. You have to go under anesthesia for a surgery. That's cool, but you can't play chess under anesthesia, so we need to stick a slam. Here we go. Spoke a little bit. Liquid. Be ready to add gymnast onto my resume along with chess enthusiast and a few lies from my time in corporate America. Here we go. You'll have a good week.